for joining us. It's so great to have you here.
We're live from Turkey in Switzerland, and today we're going to spend the next half hour talking about what is it really like to build a career in marketing and sales and more broadly at ABB.
And feel free to drop your questions in the chat throughout. We'll try to pick them up as we go. But my name is Amber. I'm our U.S. Early Talent Program Manager, so I help our interns and early talent hires find roles and find confidence within ABB.
And I'm Domenico Zuccarello, Global Head of Executive Search and Talent Sourcing, and my focus is looking for great talents to be joining ABB key positions.
So what is ABB? Well, the simplest way to put it is we help keep the world running. So we're a global tech company. Our work shows up in really everyday ways. So we make technology that brings electricity safely into buildings, drives and motors that keep factories moving, and automation that helps things like ships, data centers, and energy grids run smoothly and efficiently. Most people don't see ABB every day, but you're actually utilizing different products that we make all the time. So that's where marketing and sales comes in. They're the teams and the people who understand all of this, and they're connecting our technology to the customers and the industries who need it. So Domenico, we'll pass it back to you to learn more about marketing and sales at ABB.
Thank you. Let's start from you, Nicolas. Tell us more about your role and the team you work with at ABB.
Hi, I'm Nicholas. I'm a global sales manager at ABB. So I lead the commercial strategy for large electrification projects in the mining and process industries worldwide. So I work with many different countries all over the world with teams like engineering, supply chain, project managers, contract managers. And then we work with customers globally to see how can we best support them for their large-scale infrastructure projects.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And let's go to you, Jasmine, now. Tell us more about your role and the countries you work with.
Hi, Domenico. So my name is Jasmine. I work as a marketing communications manager in Switzerland, but I also have an additional role which allows me to work with Marcom teams across Europe, so Czech Republic, Poland, Austria. I'm not going to name them all, but it's Central and Eastern Europe in ABB terms. And we market products which range from smart home solutions, so your home could be intelligent, to solutions which help data centers running. So it's quite a wide range of products that we're marketing.
That is indeed very, very interesting. Thank you. Let's go back to you, Nicolas, now. Let's talk more about the way you work and what is it like to work in marketing and sales at ABB on a daily basis.
Yeah, so I would start my day maybe in Switzerland, but maybe in Chile or Saudi Arabia or anywhere else around the world. So my day would be a mix of internal and external meetings. Internally, we work with the different countries to try to figure out what's the most effective setup. How can we make best use of the different resources around the world to support the various projects that we have. And then we go visit our customers and hear from them directly what are the challenges they're facing, what are the objectives that they are placing for themselves, and how can, as ABB, how can we support them?
Those are great insights. Thank you so much, Nicolas. And regarding yourself, Jasmine, can you tell us more about the countries that you work with and some of the challenges that you face in actually aligning them all together?
I think we also work across country borders, so we have a lot of alignment. And I think a challenge that we often face is to prioritize or make sure that we use the right initiatives to really reach our audiences and make sure that our products are well known. And I think also for me, key is to collaborate with those people is to connect with them, so build a layer of trust and make sure that that we can be honest and really also share our pains and work through them together.
That sounds excellent, and especially building trust and collaboration indeed coming out as key highlights. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's hear from the audience if you have any question at the moment.
So it looks like we don't have any questions yet, but definitely want to remind everybody to please put your questions in the chat so we can make sure we answer those for you throughout today's live. Great. So Slim, thanks so much for joining us today. Please tell us a little bit about your job and the team that you lead.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Amber, for the invitation. I'm Slim. I've been working with ABB for more than 10 years, and actually I'm leading the sales team in Switzerland, who are selling, the home solution, building automation like smart home solution, and also the wholesales.
Incredible. And so you've had a few different roles here at ABB. What do you feel like helped grow your career?
Also, I mean, I think it's various options. I will say that's curiosity, willing also to have also, I mean, different roles within ABB, and also, I mean, having managers who believed in me. And through ABB, I mean, with at ABB, I had also different roles, also through sales, business development, and also sales leadership. And I think with each role, I learned something new, also developed new skills. And yeah, that helps me also to understand, I mean, the business, but also working with in different parts of Switzerland, speaking different languages in Switzerland. That's helped me also grow my mindset. And I'm fortunate also to have, I mean, managers and leaders who believed in me, and I think they trust. Helped me also to step out of my comfort zone. And I believe, I mean, career growth needs both personal initiatives and also managers who are willing to invest in people. And I think, yeah, having both helped me, I mean, in my journey. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that advice, and it's so true, right? Both of those are huge factors. Jasmine, I'd like to go to you now too. So looking back, what factors do you feel contributed the most to your professional development?
Yeah, so I don't want to copy Slim's answer, but I think it's very similar to, firstly, you have managers and also maybe, we call it sponsors or mentors who believe in you, give you that opportunity also to step outside of your comfort zone, learn something new, but also that you have to be willing to learn and you have to take the chance. And I think even nowadays with so much happening with technology, we always have to learn more and we have to stay curious. So I think those two levels are very important.
Yes, absolutely. I love that too. Really, both of you touched on a lot of our values, right? And kind of what we live and breathe every day. So that's fantastic. Thank you both for sharing. Let's see if there's any questions in the chat.
There's a question, actually, a question for Slim. And the question is, when you're hiring for your team, what do you look for?
Also, I mean, I look mostly for the human skills, I will say like that. Also, I mean, somebody who is really curious to learn, and also somebody who show empathy, who's willing also to share information, also to help, but also somebody also asking questions and asking for help, because we need people. Also, I mean, keep it in, as I will say. I'll say it. I mean, yeah, we need. I mean, people who are themselves. Also, people who are not try to be someone else they are not. And yeah, I think we connect at the end with authenticity, and that's what I'm looking for. I mean, when recruiting the right people.
Thank you. Any other question from the chat? Otherwise, we will actually pick them out later.
Great. Yes, definitely keep those questions coming. We want to make sure we answer them today. But in the meantime, thank you both so much for your advice. Want to talk a little bit about what I get to do in my role day to day. So I get to work with our early career programs. So specifically, we have our Discovery program, which is a program for our graduates. We offer it in countries all across the globe. And this program is offering in very different areas. So things like marketing and sales, which we're learning about today, engineering, finance, different supply chain and HR roles. It's really so you can build experience while getting hands-on work and really being able to create a meaningful impact to your teams, while also getting support from great leaders and different collaborators around the organization. So if you are currently studying or you've recently graduated, I highly recommend you check out our different opportunities in our rotational programs around the world at careers.abb. You can find more on our website, and be sure to follow us on social media too. Our Discovery participants do sometimes go on there and show some of the different work they're doing. So definitely follow along. And that brings us nicely to our conversation with Anouk today. So she joined ABB as an intern, and she's lived that early career professional development lifestyle that we were just talking about that I get to work with in my role. So Anouk, please tell us a little bit about what you do in your day-to-day.
Yes, very nice to meet you, Amber. And my name is Anouk. I work in the global marketing team of Traction, so the Traction division of ABB, where we focus mainly on the rail segment and mobile e-power segment. So as you said, I started with an internship here almost 2 years ago. And then after a year, I was able to transition into a permanent full-time role. And this internship, of course, really helped me because it really prepared me very well, because I was able to, take on projects and responsibilities very early on, which really helped me to grow and learn very fast. And in my job, I mainly focus on campaigns, content, but also, for example, organizing events such as trade shows.
Incredible. And so I know you touched on it a little bit, but I'd be curious too, from your internship experience, how do you feel like that really supported your growth in your role that you get to do today?
Yes, that's a very good question. So I had the privilege, as I said already, that I was able to take responsibility quite early on. So in the beginning, it can feel a bit intimidating, especially when you're coming directly from university and you don't have a ton of work experience. But yeah, my managers and my coworkers always supported me, and I was able to take on that responsibility, and it helped me to grow and learn very fast. And even though it was not always easy in the beginning, and of course in the beginning you can also make mistakes, but that's how you learn, and that's also what got me to the place where I was able to transition into the full-time role.
Absolutely. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who are on the live today who might resonate with that feeling or felt that when they first started.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious from your perspective too, was there a moment when you started to feel more confident in your work?
Yes, definitely. So in the very beginning, as said, it can feel intimidating, but then after you have completed a few projects and they went well and they were successful, then you get more and more comfortable. And also when you have great teams and great coworkers and great collaboration with other people, you can ask them always questions, and you learn more and more about the business and the products and the customers. And yeah, at some point you become more and more confident.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. That's so helpful.
Thank you.
Yes. And now we'll send it over to Domenico as well to learn a little bit more of how you can prepare as a candidate when you're interviewing and looking for that next role.
Well, the best thing you can do is actually to look for new job opportunities visiting our career website, careers.abb. And if there isn't any actual opening right now for you that suits your interests, make sure you actually subscribe to our job notification so that indeed you'll get a notification when anything relevant will come up again in the future. In any case, I would say what makes the difference is actually to make sure you submit your application through a CV which is clear and simple. Why? Because we as recruiter, we review a lot of CV every day. And therefore, it's super important that you keep your CV clear and simple. How? By highlighting your real experience and actually showcasing the real problems you faced in the past and also the challenges and how you solve them. Of course, AI can help you these days, especially when it comes to polishing your CV and also checking for any spelling mistakes. However, it is important that you focus on reflecting what really makes you unique. Therefore, to wrap up, I would really recommend indeed to keep your CV clear and simple, highlighting your experience, skill set, and I would say unique talent that you bring to the table, as well as also your motivation. Feel free also to add any side project or experience that really showcase the direction that you want to take in your career, and that can certainly also be an important factor for you to stand out. Let's also hear from our speakers. Nicolas, what do you think also could be a good advice to provide to somebody who wants to start a career at ABB?
Yeah, I think what's also important is to network. So ABB is present at a number of events like university fairs or trade shows or professional events, things like that. So by participating and also meeting real people that are behind ABB, you can understand better what it is as a company and where you would most fit in and what are the people that you would end up working with. And then this can help you in your future.
Thank you. Thank you for your insights. Let's go to you, Slim. What advice would you have from your end towards somebody wanting to join ABB?
Also, I will give 3 advices about career growth at ABB, and I will try to develop them. I mean, the first one is being curious, and also having positive attitude, and surely also focusing on getting things done. Also, I would say that the ones who are standing out and getting, I mean, things done, doing also great jobs, I'm quite sure afterwards, managers and colleagues will notice and opportunities will follow. The second one, I will say that's human values, because we are talking a lot about hard skills. Surely hard skills will also help you, I mean, through the journey to understand products and business, but I think human skills like empathy, showing empathy, helping others, sharing information, and even being yourself. I already say it. I mean, being yourself, keep it real, not trying to be someone else you are not, and also doing failures. It's okay making failures. I mean, I think we are not all Michael Jordan. First time we picked up basketball, and it's okay. It's really okay. And the third one, last piece of advice I will say, and that for me it's the most important. I think career is like life. It's a sinus curve. You cannot be always on the top. You will be also, I mean, sometimes on the low. And exactly on those moments when you are on the low, maybe you feel that others around you are giving up on you, but never ever give up on yourself and keep moving, keep learning, and that's it.
Thank you so much, Slim, and it really shows indeed authenticity and courage as two key values. Thank you for that. And last, let's go with you, Anuk. What advice would you give to somebody wanting to join ABB?
Yes, so a bit similar like what Slim said, I would also say it's very important that you're curious and that you ask questions. So that's how you learn very fast, but also it's important to challenge the way things are done sometimes, because if you're a new person joining ABB, existing teams always have their way of working, and it's always valuable if you bring in new perspectives and new inputs. That's very important advice in my opinion. And also saying yes to opportunities as much as you can. And even though some things might scare you, especially when you're starting your career and you don't have a lot of work experience, if you still say yes to them, you can learn very, very fast and you can grow very fast. And also what Nicolas said is very important, to network and build relationships, because this is how you even get more and more new opportunities that can help you grow your career.
Sounds great. Thank you so much all for your real insight. And over to you, Amber.
Yes, thank you so much, Domenico, and thank you all so much for your great advice. Something that we brought up in that last conversation was around AI, which is such a big topic right now. And yes, we're absolutely using it at ABB too, but just want to make sure we're super clear. All of our interactions with our candidates are with real hiring managers and recruiters. That human element is so important to us here. So, humans are very much in the driver's seat, and we want to make sure that you're aware of that too. So with that, we are almost at the end of our LinkedIn Live, and we can see so many great comments and different questions coming from all around the world. So thank you all so much for joining us. Let's dive into a few of those. We do have a question from Verena. So how do you foster a culture where people feel empowered to bring new ideas forward, especially newer employees? Domenico, you want to share a little bit on that?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually, and thank you for that. I would say one of the core values at ABB, it is collaboration, and definitely also that level of collaboration means that there is an expectation for anybody who's coming into the company who's willing to learn to also actually share knowledge and also share expertise. So definitely that will also help anybody who is willing to also raise their actually sleeves to really innovate, and from that perspective also having the courage to indeed ask for questions, being curious as well as also collaborating wisely and smartly with other colleagues in the organization. I think you would hardly find a closed door in front of you if indeed wanting to pursue collaboration at ABB.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And I think a really cool thing about working at such a global organization is we have different individuals from all around the world, different cultures, perspectives, and we really respect those differences. So I think it definitely makes our culture what it is. We also have a question for one of our speakers. So one of our guests today, how are sales teams categorized at ABB, like business development, account management, customer success, et cetera? And what are the opportunities to move around within sales? If any of you would like to comment on that? Great.
I can take it. There's different divisions and areas at ABB. So some are more product focused, and they would really be concentrated on single products and then really give information on those and target specific segments. Then you have industry, where they're the sales managers, for example, where I work, where we are really focused on a single industry, and then we cover end to end, so covering all of the products of ABB, but for a specific industry like mining in my case. And then you have account managers that would be associated with specific companies, large global multinational companies where relationship on a multi-year and multi-level is extremely important. So those are as well. And business development for new markets, new opportunities, now we hear a lot about the energy transitions, things like energy storage, things like electric mobility. So where there's a new market where ABB's expertise can be used, then we would have business developers.
Yes. And I know we talked a little bit about internships earlier with Nook, but I know you also started as an intern. So I think it's great to hear from you too, just kind of how those opportunities within sales were, came about for you.
Yeah, so I started close to 10 years ago, actually, as an intern at ABB. From university, I did an internship in a high-power testing lab, so really technically and research-focused. And then as well, I did my master thesis in collaboration between my university and ABB. Then I moved into engineering, where I was a project engineer dealing with large projects globally, but more on a technical basis. And then about 3 years ago, I moved to sales, where there I can use my technical background and then put on top of it a bit more commercial flavor to then deal with large projects globally.
That's incredible. A lot of really good opportunities you've had in the last 10 years. Thank you so much for sharing. We also have another question, which kind of is going back to that AI topic that we had discussed earlier. So for one of our speakers today, how do you think AI will alter the customer choices over the next few years? AI is always one of those exciting topics.
I mean, it's a complex question to answer. I'm going to answer it from a marketing comms perspective. I think for us, it's important to know how customers are searching for products and solution, and it's important to know how we can be present on all those platforms. For one example is AI search on Google. We now know that Reddit plays a huge factor. So we also as ABB have to know that we are there. So I think in terms of that, you just always have to stay up to date, get the newest insights, and always adapt your course to the new technology. I don't know if anyone wants to add something from a more product perspective.
That's good.
Okay.
Yes. No, adaptability, I feel like absolutely, right? Wonderful. Dominica, we have a question that came in that might be good for you to help us with. So is the recruitment process different for different countries? Potentially like India versus Singapore versus the US?
Well, I would say for the most part, there is a consistent recruitment process, right, with a number of different steps that are being indeed quite streamlined. However, of course, then also when recruiting locally, there are certain specificities, and also think about even some practicality. They might be also referring to visa and also application for that. So I would say there is a core backbone, but then also the different local entities and countries have freedom also to basically implement according to their own needs.
Absolutely. And kind of building off that, we had another question about applying for jobs. So at ABB, can we apply through LinkedIn?
Yes, there is actually the chance to apply through LinkedIn. Apply now. That will actually reroute your application then indeed directly into our systems. Yeah.
Yes. Careers.abb is definitely the best place to go to. It's where you're going to see all of our roles posted. So definitely take a look on there, but LinkedIn will absolutely bring you there too. Let's see if there's any other questions from the chat. So we do have a few more. So we have a question from somebody who's applied before. So they didn't get a response back. What happens in the process, or when can they expect to hear back?
Well, I would say the feedback process is actually something that indeed might take some time, but normally every applicant that would apply should also expect receiving a feedback, and at least also a response, whether positive or indeed not progressing further. So I'm also confident that this also will be addressed afterwards. But typically, indeed, this is also part of our process.
And back to kind of that using AI as a support, since we do have such a human element, sometimes that can take a little bit of time. So if you haven't heard back, you absolutely will. But that could be a reason for sure. Wonderful. Let's double check if we have any others. So yes, maybe a great question for one of our speakers, and kind of similar to what you were sharing about your career journey going from technical to sales. So somebody has been in a more technical role for a while. How can they shift to more of a marketing role? Kind of to all of you, right? That really hits a lot of you right there.
I think especially at ABB, we're a very technically focused company. So the technical background is very important. Also, even if you're in sales, you need to know what you're talking about. And then the customers you'll have in front of you typically also have a technical background. And then it comes to connection, opportunity, and then try to see within ABB what are areas where they might be looking for someone. And then if you have the right profile, you need a bit of communication skills, extrovert skills, and then you can put this to use in a sales or marketing function.
Also, I will talk about myself because I was also on the technical side. Also in the beginning, I was also on the research and development. Afterwards, I mean, I had also to work with kind of customers, and I moved to the pre-sales. And the pre-sales, it was for me like first steps connecting with customers, and also on the sales side. And that's helped me afterwards, I mean, to put also to go to the sales on the also since now 10 years. And I think, yeah, going to the pre-sales, technical support will help you also, I mean, to connect with customers and also to get this customer orientation. And I think afterwards, moving to sales will be also an easy step.
Yes, I love that advice. I feel like as somebody who's not technical, myself working at ABB, it's so great when people have that technical background and kind of make a little bit more sense for me when my background isn't necessarily in that. So really good advice there. Thank you. Anything, did you want to add anything too?
Or maybe just, I think even also for a marketing role, it's great because we want to really, when we communicate with our target audiences, we want to know what their pain points are. When you bring that technical background, it makes it also great for us to easier find the content so that we can reach our audiences and get our values across. Yeah.
Great, thank you. And we're loving all of these questions in the chat. Thank you guys so much. We see you all chiming in from around the world, so thank you. We do have a question around remote roles. So definitely want to just highlight too, we're hiring all around the world. So if you go to our careers.abb website, you'll be able to actually utilize our filters on there to look for certain locations, whether that's a certain location near you, remote, etc. You can use all of those filters on there, see what's available. And then of course, if you're not seeing something available right now that interests you, we encourage you to use the job alerts feature. So if you go in there, you can actually set up alerts for what is going to interest you. And as those roles come up, because we have new roles happening every single day that we're hiring for, those will go directly to your inbox. So definitely utilize that tool as well. Now, it looks like those are all of our questions. So again, just want to thank you so much for your questions. A big thank you to all of our speakers who joined us today, shared their advice and experiences. We really appreciate it. Again, want to encourage you all, if you are looking to explore more opportunities at ABB, remember to visit that careers.abb website. You can search on there, look at different stories from our employees too. So if you like to learn from our speakers today about what their experience is like, there's more on our website that you can look into too.
And make sure to follow us on our social media to know more about our people and how we help to run what runs the world. Thank you so much today. See you next time.
Thank you. Thanks for joining.